Hello everybody, this is Star Raptor here, and this is my con report for Wizard World Comic Con Philadelphia 2016. So a little bit on Wizard World. First off, it's actually a touring Comic Con that goes to other places in the country such as Chicago, Austin, Portland, and many more places. It's a medium-sized convention, so it's bigger than other cons such as Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, but it is also smaller than other cons such as San Diego and New York Comic Con. I don't have a specific number, but it does run 4 days at the Convention Center of Philadelphia. I've never been there before, and it is an absolutely massive convention center. It took me a while to get into the entrance and to actually find the entrance to the comic convention itself. Very, very beautiful location. It's in Center City, Philly, so you're in the middle of that metropolis there. So, walking you guys through the layout of the actual convention itself. You walk in, they have a tabletop area, so people that like to play with the miniatures, like the Warhammer 40K, that sort of thing, everybody could just chill, paint those models, and buy them or whatever. They also had, your general comics / toy vendors kind of in that same area as well. They had a tattoo area, which is becoming a lot more prevalent in these conventions. I guess a lot of these artists that specialize in doing comic characters and kind of just geek stuff in general go to these conventions and really get a lot of business because I've seen a lot of people doing it. Next up, I really, really like this. They had a whole gaming area. They had tournaments going on for Hearthstone as well as Super Smash Brothers. They were streaming these tournaments through Twitch. They also had lots of demo stations, particularly hosted by Bandai Namco, the video game publisher. So they had games such as Tekken, they had Dark Souls 3, they had Naruto, bunch of stuff, and they also had this one computer company called Origins that makes custom PCs. So I jumped in on a game called Necropolis that they were hosting on their computers, and it was a really fun game, a lot like Dark Souls. It's in beta, so you can Google it, maybe you can find it. I had a lot of fun with it. And of course they had an artist alley, so you can go and talk to your favorite artists and writers and see what they got to buy. Speaking of which, I got my very first autograph from a comic creator, none other than the artist on Star Wars Darth Vader. Yeah, you can't really see, but like the signature is right there. I probably should have got a red pen or something to sign that. But yes, I met Salvador LaRocca. Very, very nice guy. Very excited to have that variant cover signed. It's going to be hopefully worth some money in the next couple of years, especially since the Darth Vader run is coming to an end, unfortunately. But besides that, they also have a photo op area, and they have a photo op area / signature area, autograph area, I'm sorry. And I actually did see Stephen Amell from afar, as you Arrow watchers might have seen. It was pretty cool. Didn't really have money to do that. And finally, they had the panels. So I went to 2 panels, and the first panel I went to included the creator of the hit game Her Story, which is on Steam. If you guys haven't played it, check it out. It's basically a different kind of game. It's basically, and I like how the creator put it, he's basically saying it's a Google game. So you're using keywords to basically find out what the mystery is behind this girl, because you're basically operating a police investigator database, and you're seeing live videos of this woman, and you type keywords in. So it's a very interactive but different experience. So basically the panel with him was about his company called Interlude and how him and his partner are creating different experiences that kind of bridge the gap between both video games and movies. So almost like Telltale kind of adventures, but with live video, and basically making choices and seeing how they play out. So that is definitely going to be something big in the future, especially with VR. They were showing a couple of videos of what you could do just with your eyes, with your eye tracking, targeting specific points on the camera, or in the frame, like, and just going from there, and getting different angles on what the story is just from where you're looking at it. So I thought that was really cool. And the other panel I went to was for Screen Junkies. So if you guys watch the YouTube channel they do these videos called Honest Trailers, where they basically kind of make fun of the movie. And it's they make a lot of great quality. They really are funny, so you gotta check them out. So they had a couple of the people on the panel that were from that company there, and they also debuted one of their newer ones coming out. I can't talk about it, guys, sorry. As well as they have a couple of these other, they have a pay service coming out called Screen Junkies Plus, where they have this new show coming out called After Credits, which will basically add after credit scenes with animation to movies that didn't have it. So it's their own take on what they think might happen. So that was really, really funny. Um, Other than that, basically moving on to my positives of the show. Wizard World had great cosplayers, everything from DC to Marvel to Star Wars to Game of Thrones. They had it all. Absolutely great stuff. From my knowledge, I think they were going to have a cosplay tournament, or not tournament, a contest on Saturday. So that's really good seeing. It's never convention without the cosplayers. So it's a lot of fun. And next up, I would say the special guests were great. So just on today, the Friday alone, they had Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, as I mentioned before, Stephen Amell. On Saturday, they have insane guests. They have like pretty much all the Avengers, like Chris Hemsworth, and the guy that played Loki, and the guy that's playing Dominic Cooper, who's playing Preacher, as well as Haley Atwell that plays Agent Carter. Like they have a stacked. And they have Chris Evans that plays Captain America, and Sebastian Stan that plays Winter Soldier. I wish I could be there Saturday, but I have work, unfortunately. And finally, I would say the layout of the convention was very, very easy to navigate. There was a lot of space. It was a busy floor, but I mean, you had a logical flow of where everything was, so I appreciated that. They had a lot of interesting panels. A lot of things were fan-driven. So I know they had like a fan-driven Game of Thrones, a fan-driven Civil War, Iron Man versus Captain America. So a lot of things that would get people involved that didn't have anything to do with like the actual actors promoting anything. I really appreciated that as well. Although I did have some improvements that I would like to see them make for the next year. First off, their website I had a little trouble with. I couldn't find the layout ahead of time of what the floor would actually look like. I feel like that would be very useful for people like me that have never been there before and want to kind of get an idea of who's going to be there. So they handed out a map to us when we got there that was very detailed. I just would have liked to see that. Maybe they could have posted it a couple days on the website before. And finally, even though, like I said, the layout was very nice, I would have liked to see some help kiosk on the show floor. So somebody might have said, "Oh, is this person going to be here today for autographs, or is this creator going to be here today, or where can I find this?" Just simple questions. It would have been nice if they. I didn't really see many staff people walking around either. I know New York Comic Con was really good at that. They had a lot of people constantly walking around asking if you needed help. So just something for the future. That being said, of course, it's never a Comic-Con if you come home empty-handed. So I have lots of things I would like to show you guys in my con haul. So first off, as you might have guessed, I did get a very nice t-shirt here. Con exclusive Philadelphia Comic-Con. And it's got all the tour dates on the back. I don't really want to spin all around. And that's just, exclusive to Wizard World. Also, I have this really cool Stein, I guess you could call it. Yeah, see, the glare is going to be really bad on this. But it actually has an inscription. There you go, you can see it kind of there, the Wizard World Con. Cool thing about this was they gave you soda, but it's like a special soda. I guess like all natural soda, like homemade, like root beer, black cherry, all these really nice flavors. And it was a very nice stand. It was like a Wild Wild West kind of wagon. So that was really neat. And they had like 2 or 3 of them, and you could just come up and refill it. So that was really cool. So that was my con exclusive stuff. Moving on to some things I picked up to check out what's new out there. So I went and checked out these 2 novels by the author of David Gordon. So we got these 2 novels here. We got The Outhouse, which was his first novel he ever did, and the second was An Absence of Faith. So it was really cool talking with David, the author there. I can't wait to read into these books. He's very passionate about what he creates, and I'll definitely put his info in the description below. Next up, of course, I talked to a comic creator. So I have this. Now, I talked to Stephen Petrovelli, and really, really nice guy. He's the writer of this first issue of Sweetie. Now, this is basically about there's no superheroes in the world except for this one girl that one day she finally had her wish come true and she's granted powers. So she's basically just trying to make good in the world, and I really enjoyed the art style, just flipping through this thing, so I had to support these guys. They basically will sell this issue at different Comic Cons, like they're going to be in New York Comic Con as well. Again, I'll put their info down in the description below, so you guys maybe you can even find a way of getting it before then. But I'm thinking about doing a review for this comic as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, moving on to just your run-of-the-mill trades, because of course trades are so cheap at places like this. So first off, I picked up, because I'm in a DC kind of mood now with Rebirth, so I'm going back a little bit, seeing the new 52. So I got Grayson, Volume 1. I'm very interested in this Nightwing character. My friend got me into him. And of course I had to get a Marvel one. So coming off of Deadpool and off of the recent X-Men, which you could see my review for, of course I want to get something with Psylocke in it. So I've got the X-Force with the Deadpool in there. So I'm looking forward to this. Of course it's got Wolverine. So that'll be my first X-Force book there. And I got some toys. So first off, I got myself a little Lego Daredevil. There we go. Sorry, I can't actually get the focus to get in there, but you get the gist of it. So very cool, because as you guys know, Daredevil is like my favorite Marvel hero. So I was super psyched. And they actually had the Netflix version costume as well. So I had to go with the original. I love the Frank Miller comics, so I had to go with that. And finally, I'm very excited to show you my Phase 1 Clone Trooper Sergeant Black Series 3 3/4 inch. As you guys know, I have some unboxing videos which you can check out. And I've been after a Phase 1 Clone Trooper for a long time, especially since they stopped carrying them in stores now with the new Force Awakens kind of boxes they have now and all that stuff. So very excited to show you guys what he looks like out of the box. So that'll do it for my con haul. It was a pretty expensive day, but I had a hell of a time. You guys gotta check out Wizard World the next time it comes around. I'll definitely be there. Hell, I'm gonna try to go there maybe multiple days, because I was there for about 5 hours and I felt like, again, I was being rushed because there was so much to do in one day. You know, and it's just like you talk to people and the time just flies by. There's so much to do. Like I said, the panels are great. There's a lot of stars you can meet. All the cosplayers walking around are just so cool. Just talk to them and see how they made this elaborate kind of gear. It's really interesting. And it's in Philadelphia, so there's a lot to do in Philadelphia too. A lot of good places to eat and just explore around if you guys haven't been in the city. So yes, that is what I thought about Wizard World Comic Con Philadelphia 2016. Did you guys also go to this convention? Are you planning on going to this convention maybe next year, or are you going to any other cons this year? Let's continue the discussion in that comment section below. And thank you for watching, guys. Did you enjoy this video? Then make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up symbol. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribing to my channel will help me out and it helps you guys out, keeping up to speed on all my latest content. Speaking of which, you can catch my weekly Star Wars show down over there. You can see a recent review I've done over there, and you can follow me on social media, Twitter @StarRaptor, as well as Facebook.com/StarRaptor.